A pleasure to be all at last, and welcome back to films I should have talked about years ago. And now, here we are at a time where I do get to talk about another Dragon Ball film. I talked about Dragon Ball Battle of Gods, and now we have another Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z film. Yeah, at this point it doesn't really have to include Z in its title, but Dragon Ball Resurrection F from 2015, a year after Dragon Ball Battle of the Gods came out, at least with the American version, from 2014. Resurrection F simply gives itself a signature feel of it being a sequel to Battle of Gods, but for the most part, it does take place a while after the events of Battle of Gods, so it technically is a sequel that takes place much more into the future. But what happens here compared to Battle of Gods is surreal beyond anything we've ever seen. If you remember way back in the day, you're watching Dragon Ball Z on television, whether it's the Kai version or the original, or even the famous Team 4 Stars parody series, then you probably remember that one of the main antagonists in the entire series is Emperor of the Universe, Frieza, an all-powerful being who could transform into multiple forms, in the same way that Goku was able to transform into multiple Saiyan forms, as he has done before. He's gone off first with Kaioken, Surge, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God, and here is where we get to see an all-new form of the Super Saiyan. A form beyond the wall of Super Saiyan God itself. That signature neon red hairstyle goes to blue. That's right. A form called Super Saiyan Blue. It's so powerful that it could really keep up with the likes of even the realm of the gods. Lord Beerus himself would hardly keep up with any of that stuff. And while a lot of training takes place on Beerus' planet, Goku and Vegeta are up against Whis for the most part. Whis is the attendant / angel to the god of destruction himself. A huge help in escalating the training sessions needed to take Super Saiyan Blue out for a proper test drive, which in this case is up against Lord Frieza, as well as his entire army of Frieza troops. So of course, another epic battle that takes place on Earth instead of Namek. So the stakes here are technically raised, because Earth is, after all, the home world of Goku and Vegeta. So if their home gets destroyed, that's it. They can't really do much about it. However, it's not just Frieza that you have to avoid, but he would also have to face against hundreds of troops of his. So Frieza is definitely prepared for this moment. A newly revived Frieza is not only gone through a lot of training, but he's also got his own secrets. Secrets that are revealed much later in the movie itself. Because after the troops are destroyed, a few alliances are put together, including the likes of Tien, Yamcha, Gohan, Piccolo, and Android 18 and Krillin. They all go together, take out all the Frieza troops, and are just left with one final target. And even with the likes of their combined power, Frieza is much too powerful compared to how he was back on the planet Namek, many years prior. However, this is where we do get to see Goku and Vegeta go up against him one last time. This time, bringing out the big guns. They have the almighty power of Super Saiyan Blue by their side. However, Frieza himself actually is fully prepared. He has his own transformation that is beyond his full power form that we saw on planet Namek, called Golden Frieza. So, in addition to a blue hair color for both Super Saiyans that we know and love, we get to see a golden version of Frieza. So, when you really think about it, it's pretty epic. I mean, color change to all these characters. All three of them surely is a pretty impressive touch. Mostly on a cosmetic note. Blue and gold mixing together certainly is better than, well, black hair, white skin on Frieza for the most part. But the tables end up turning on him very quickly. Because while Super Saiyan Blue is practically enough to overpower Frieza's undeniable energy level, huge ki levels that are far beyond the likes of anything they had ever seen before, they unfortunately bring Frieza down, but only at the cost of their own planet. Frieza puts in a surprise attack by destroying the Earth's core with his bare hands while they're touching the ground. So he inevitably causes some earthquakes, and the seismic shocks are powerful enough to eventually cause the planet itself to explode, leaving only rubble floating through space. Goku somehow survives the explosion, thanks to Beerus and Whis somehow coming in just in the nick of time to save him from dying in the blast. A huge, huge moment of grief comes through here. But Whis reveals a big surprise. It turns out that Whis himself actually can turn back time. Yeah, his staff can go back a few minutes into the past. So when they pull that off, Goku ends up delivering an opportunity to take Frieza out before he has the chance to destroy Earth. So, of course, Super Saiyan Blue is used against him one last time, and powerful attacks, combos, and whatnot, with a final shot with the Kamehameha wave, is enough to take out Frieza once and for all. And that is Resurrection F in a nutshell. So I really ought to say, this is a really good movie. Compared to Battle of Gods, I feel like it might be on the same level. And, by the way, you're probably wanting to know what my scoring is on both these movies. Well, of course, I didn't really give Battle of Gods a scoring initially, but I got a good one here, 8.7 out of 10.1. As for Resurrection F, it's almost on the same exact level, 8.5 out of 10.1. So, of course, both these movies are really good for what they are. They have a lot of impressive actions, some electrifying effects of all sorts, extremely colorful graphics, and of course, with the cast, including all of the original members of Dragon Ball Z that we've known and loved, like Sean Schemmel, Christopher Sabat, Damon Mills, Sonny Strait, and pretty much everybody else that we've seen throughout the series and the movies. Up until this very point, all of these guys have done a lot of great work in giving us the voices of the Z Fighters up against their worst enemies. With almost 40 years that has passed since day one, I could safely say we're in a pretty good place with this. But during the time that the Super series has been around, a third movie had come out. One that's deemed not quite canon compared to the other two. I will get to that in a little while. But for now, plenty of other stuff awaits. So make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side if you'd like to see more.